Hi there, it's Karen at Corrie Paper Crafts here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Central Scotland. Welcome back to another project, and today I'm going to show you how I made these mini note cards. I've used our outgoing in colours to make them, and they're really quick and simple to make. So I've made 4 already. I've done Lovely Lipstick, Grapefruit Grove, Pineapple Punch and Call Me Clover, and I'm going to make the Blueberry Bushel one with you on camera just now. They're quick and easy to make, and I'm going to show you how I made them. And I've decorated the envelopes as well. I've put a little bit of stamping on the front and used the smile again on the back, so I'll show you how I did all of that as well. So the stamping was done using the Daisy Lane stamp set. It's a cling stamp set, and this one is carrying over into the new catalogue, which I'm really quite pleased about. And I've used this little daisy here and the smile as well, which I've already mounted onto blocks. And I'll bring in my card and my envelope. Now these are the Stampin' Up 3x3 envelopes as well in Whisper White, and this is the packet here, really quite small, and there are 40 in the packet, so really good value for money as well. So for each card you'll need a piece of cardstock cut to 6 inches by 3 inches and scored at 3 inches. Obviously you're going to need your envelope, and then you'll need your piece of coloured card, which is 1/4 of an inch smaller than your card. So this is 2 3/4 inches by 2 3/4, and then the white piece for the stamping on top, that is 2.5 by 2.5. I can see a little mark on there, but hopefully it'll not be too noticeable. So I'm just going to start by folding my card over, just so that I know which is going to be the front and which is going to be the back. Sometimes you get a tiny overlap here, but they're tenfold cards, they're going to stand like that, so you're not going to notice it once the card is standing up like that. Oops. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my stamping so that it's got time to dry while I put the rest of my card together. So I've got my daisy and my smile already mounted. And to make sure that I got it centralised, I've cheated a little bit, and I've put, ignore that dot there, but I've put another little dot on my grid paper here. I use my grid paper all the time, it's invaluable, and you can buy this, it's not just for demonstrators. So if you're keen to know how and where you get that, give me a shout. So I'm just going to line my card up, and my dot is really just to guide me with the top petal on my daisy to make sure that it's more or less in the middle of my card, and keeping it slightly to the top, I'm just going to stamp my daisy there. And then my smile, I'm just going to line up underneath there and stamp as centrally as I can. And that looks pretty central to me. So while we're at it and while that's drying, because although I've had these ink pads for 2 years, they're really still quite juicy. So on the back flap of the envelope, I'm going to stamp my smile again, just like so. And then I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper to stamp my daisy in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm just going to stamp it partially on the corner, just like that, and it just adds a little something to the envelope. So I can get rid of my ink because I'm finished with that now. Get rid of my scrap paper, and then I'm just going to put my card together. So I'm just going to stick this coloured piece down using liquid glue, just trying to get as close to the edges as I can, making sure I don't touch that ink in case it's still wet, and then just put that down in the centre of my card with an even border round about, and that looks okay. And then I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of my stamped piece. And again, I'm not frugal with my dimensionals. If I need 5 per card, I need 5 per card. And I'm going to just be giving these cards away to key workers, just wherever I might encounter them. So I certainly don't want them to fall apart just after I've given them to them. And I'm just going to make sure I'm happy with where that's placed before I stick it down. Quite happy with that. And then all I need to do is bring in my clear faceted gems, which are sadly retiring, but I really like them, so I'm trying to use them up rather than have them left over, although I will use them for personal stuff. And just pop that in the middle, and just again make sure it's centered before I stick it down. And that is it. That's my card and my envelope made. So I hope you liked those. A nice quick video for a change. And we've got a few different cards just to make somebody smile. There we are. So I hope you liked those. I hope you'll give it a go. As you know, I'm not a card maker, but I'm quite comfortable with smaller cards, and certainly those that are a little bit more simple. But sometimes it doesn't need a lot to spread a bit of happiness, a little flower and a smile. Hopefully they made you smile too. And until I see you next time, thanks very much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. All my links will be down in the description bar below. And take care and stay safe. Bye bye just now.